Hello students, so we were discussing the chapter exercise 5.2, that is a lines and angle chapter we were discussing. Previously we have discussed some properties related with the transversal, what is a transversal we have discussed, and what are the angles formed by the transversal. Now we will be going to discuss about the parallel lines. Suppose if you see in a diagram, this is one line L, the another line M is shown below. This you can consider these are the parallel lines. I think the parallel lines concept we have already got previously. What are parallel lines? So if you consider the parallel lines L and M, we have cut a line L and M by a transversal. You can see this is a transversal. We have already discussed that if a line cuts two or more lines, then that line is called as a transversal. That means we can consider that P is a transversal of L and M. Okay, now suppose if I consider what are the angles formed by this transversal. Now first of all, if I consider this angle 1 and angle 2, these are called as the corresponding angles. Okay, these are called as the corresponding angles. And if a transversal cut two parallel lines, then we get that the corresponding angles are equal. How to prove it? Suppose if you consider, you have drawn a diagram, then you do one thing, you take a tracing paper. Okay, you take a tracing paper, then you trace these lines as it is on the tracing paper. Okay, with the angles. So when you trace on the tracing paper and when you move the tracing paper below, you will be seeing that the angle 1 and angle 2 will appear as the same. How does it look? Just go through the video first.
Let's label the two corresponding angles formed below right as 1 and 2. Now place the tracing sheet on this figure and trace the lines L, M and the transversal P on it. Move this tracing paper until L coincides with M.
Now you can see when we move the tracing paper, firstly these yellow lines are the tracing lines of the previous figure that we have drawn. जो पहले हम लोग ने draw किया हुआ था, उसी का ही just एक parallel line मैंने draw किया हुआ है, ठीक है? तो जब उसको नीचे move करोगे, move करने के बाद देखोगे कि जो पहले जो angle 1 का जो tracing था, ठीक है? angle 1 का जो tracing था, अगर ये ऊपर वाला लाइन जब ट्रेस करने के बाद ये येलो वाला लाइन, ये फर्स्ट लाइन इसका है L का, नीचे वाला लाइन जो है the below line is for the line M. So if you put the tracing paper below such that the line L, the tracing line L is placed on the line M. So you will be seeing that previously the angle 1 has come in place of the angle 2. You can see the angle 1 and angle 2 is in the same place. So this proves that the angle 1 and angle 2 are the same angles, because when you move the tracing paper below, it has overlapped over the angle 2. So this means that the corresponding angles of a parallel line when it cuts a transversal, these are equal. Okay, let's go through it.
Angle 1 on the traced figure coincides with angle 2 of the original figure. This proves that angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Similarly, you find angle 3 is equal to angle 4. Angle 5 is equal to angle 6. And angle 7 is equal to angle 8.
Okay, so why we have considered that angle 3 is equal to angle 4? Angle 3 is equal to angle 4 because these are also the corresponding angles. Similarly, angle 5 is equal to angle 6. Angle 5 and angle 6. This is also a corresponding angle. Similarly, angle 7 and angle 8, these are also corresponding angles. So the angles that are written here, these are all corresponding angles. Some are interior angles, but some are exterior angles. Okay, but these are all corresponding angles. And in a parallel line, if a transversal cut the parallel lines, all the corresponding angles will be equal. So these all angles are equal. Okay, so let us move to the next part.
Using this method, we can see that if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, each have corresponding angles are equal in measure.
So what we have to do, you have to write in your copy about this. First of all, you draw that diagram. Okay, first of all, you draw that diagram. If you can use a color pencil, then also it will be okay. It will be better for you. The colors that is given here. As you can see, the angles which are equal is made up of the same color, you see. Angle 7 and angle 8 of same color. Angle 5 and angle 6 of same color because they are equal. So you can, for making it more visually such that you can see when you go through the page, it will be better for you, then it will be more remembering for you. ये हेल्प करेगा बाद में एग्जाम में, ठीक है? तो कलर यूज कर सकते हो यहाँ पे. और एक काम करना है, ये एंगल्स लिखना है और ये नीचे वाला जो लाइन लिखा हुआ है इसको भी लिखना है कॉपी में, ठीक है? If two parallel lines are cut by transversal, each pair of corresponding angles are equal in measure. So that also you have to write. Okay, next.
Now, look at angles 3 and 7. These are vertically opposite angles.
Okay, now if you see angle 3 and angle 7, these are vertically opposite angles. Similarly, angle 5 and angle 1, vertically opposite. Angle 6 and angle 2, vertically opposite. Angle 8 and angle 4, these are vertically opposite angles. And the vertically opposite angles in transversal, when a transversal cut a parallel lines, the vertically opposite angles are always equal. Okay, vertically opposite angles will always be equal. So this also you have to write. Then you have to write as angle 7 is equals to angle 3, angle 5 is equals to angle 1, angle 6 equals to angle 2. So all write the vertically opposite angles and then you write vertically opposite angles are equal. Okay?
The vertically opposite angles are equal to each other. So, angle 3 is equal to angle 7. Let's call this result 1. But angle 7 is equal to angle 8 because they are a pair of corresponding angles. Let's call this result 2. From the two results, you can see that angle 3 is equal to angle 8.
So what we have done, you see previously the corresponding angles that we have done, we have got that angle 3 is equals to angle 7. These are the vertically opposite angles. Mark this as equation number 1. Angle 7 is equals to angle 8. This is the corresponding angle. Angle 7 and angle 8 are the corresponding angle. The previously that we have done. Now if you compare equation 1 and equation 2, अगर दोनों equation को compare करोगे तो क्या लिखा हुआ देखो? Angle 3 is equals to angle 7 and angle 7 is equals to angle 8. So what we can write? In place of 7, can I write angle 8 from equation number 2? Yes, we can write because angle 7 is equals to angle 8. So we can prove that angle 3 is equals to angle 8. Okay, this angle 3 is equals to the angle 8.
And these two angles form a pair of alternate interior angles. Similarly, angle 1 equal to angle 6.
Okay, so angle 3 is equals to angle 8. So these are the alternate interior angles. Similarly, if you consider angle 1 and angle 6, this also will be equal because of the alternate interior angles property. Okay?
So you can see that if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, each pair of alternate interior angles are equal in measure.
So you have to write this line also. If two parallel lines are cut by transversal, each pair of alternate interior angles are equal in measure. So this also you have to write, and also you have to write about this also. Okay, this you have to write in your copy.
From the figure, angle 1 and 3 form a linear pair. The sum of angles 1 and 3 equals 180 degrees. Let's call this result 3. Also, you can see that angles 1 and 6 are a pair of alternate angles. So angle 1 is equal to angle 6. Let's call this result 4. From results 3 and 4, you can say that the sum of angles 3 and 6 is equal to 180 degrees.
So we have got in the last chapter about the linear pair. So about the linear pair we have got that here your angle 1 and angle 3 will be your transversal. So not transversal, it will be a linear pair. And a linear pair angles, if I add, will be getting the value as a supplementary angle that is equals to 180 degree. So angle 1 plus angle 3 will be equals to 180 degree. So we have written here is angle 1 plus angle 3 is equals to 180 degree. Similarly, your angle 1 is equals to angle 6. Angle 1 and angle 6 are equal because they are alternate interior angles. So what we can do, if angle 1 is equals to angle 6, if I put in this equation 3, so what we can write, angle 6 plus angle 3 will be equals to 180 degree. So you can see angle 6 plus angle 3. If I add this angle, so it will be equals to 180 degrees. Similarly, there are some more pairs are there. Angle 1 plus angle 8 if you do, then also you will be getting as 180 degree. So this is how we have to do about the addition of the angles. So after this,
Similarly, the sum of angles 1 and 8 equals 180 degrees. So we can conclude that if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, each pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary.
so what we can write, that if two parallel lines are cut by transversal, then each pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. That means it is equals, sum of angles will be equals to 180 degree. So this also you have to write in your copy. So the things that we have done it now, so these things you have to write in your copy, because these things will be required for the rest of the chapter that we are going to do. Okay, these are important points that you have to write. Okay, so next we have how to check for the parallel lines, whether your lines are parallel or not, how to check it.
Let's look at these lines. Look here. I have a carpenter's square and a straight-edged ruler. Let's use these to check if the lines are parallel. First, place the ruler over the lines, and then mark the angles. Here, one edge of the ruler acts as a transversal. Now, rest the base of the carpenter's square on one edge of the ruler. Here you can see that angle 2 forms a right angle. Let's mark this as result 1. Now, move the scale and place it on angle 6. Here also, angle 6 forms a right angle. Let's mark this as result 2. From results 1 and 2, you can see that angle 2 is equal to angle 6. Also, angles 2 and 6 form a pair of corresponding angles. Since the corresponding angles are equal, we can say that the lines are parallel to each other.
So we have seen that what we have to do, we need to prove whether the lines are parallel or not. Firstly, draw two parallel lines. You take a scale. Okay, you take a scale, then you draw a line, a straight line. So that will be a transversal. After that, you measure the angles that we have got. This angle 1, 2, 3, 4, you just mark it, 5, 6, 7, 8, you mark it. You will be seeing that the angle 2 and angle 6, both angle if you measure, you will be getting the value as 90 degree. That means angle 2 and angle 6, you are getting that as a 90 degree. And we have done the property that this angle 2 and angle 6 are the corresponding angles. If the corresponding angles are equal, that is related with the property of the parallel lines. So we can write here that when a transversal cuts two lines such that the pairs of the corresponding angles are equal, then we can consider that the lines are parallel. Okay, so we have proved that these two lines are considered as a parallel lines.
Similarly, when a transversal cuts two lines such that pairs of alternate interior angles are equal, then the lines are parallel.
So again we can see that if you consider angle 2 and angle 8, if you measure, both angles will be getting as 90 degrees. So similarly angle 3 and angle 5, these are alternate interior angles. So if you measure both the angles, you will be getting as 90 degrees. So since the angles are equal, so we can prove that in a parallel lines, when a transversal cuts the parallel lines, so the alternate interior angles are always equal. Okay, alternate interior angles are always equal. So it is proved that by the property of the parallel lines that the two lines that we have drawn, these are the parallel lines. So we have proved by two property. The first we have by the corresponding angle. The second one we have done it by the alternate interior angles. So this is how we need to prove about whether your line is a parallel line or not. Okay, so in the next class I will be starting your exercise 5.2. So this much for today. We'll be continuing in the next class. Thank you.